Our Wendy's male high school athlete of the week. He is a senior soccer standout for Shawnee Heights, one of the top scorers in the city this year, Johnny Jasso. 14 goals so far this season, including a pair of them in a win over Hayden this past week. And Johnny, let's just start with the tremendous season you're having. You've already earned some All-State honors and recognition in the past. What has made this season, your senior year, so special so far?
Just being able to help the young players and, giving them motivation every day, pushing them hard at practice.
That kind of leadership, that's something that I think a lot of teams look for out of seniors. Have you always considered yourself something of a team leader throughout your career?
No, not until my senior year. Last year I was a quiet kid. Same with sophomore and freshman year. I would not really talk a lot. But this year I know I had to step up.
What was the process of that like, going from being one of the quieter players on the team to being a leader? Was that sort of a mental thing where you just said, hey, I know I need to do this? Was it something your coaches and teammates talked to you about? What was kind of that process like?
My coach played a big part of it. He came up to me. We had conversations about it. He was like, yeah, you need to step up. It's your last year here. You're never going to be able to play another high school game after this year.
Johnny Jasso is our Wendy's high school athlete of the week. And we mentioned the scoring prowess for you so far this year, 14 goals to this point in the season, a tremendous number up to this point. What on the field has been working so well for you? Again, you've gotten some big recognition in the past, but what about your game actually on the pitch has been different so far this year?
See, last year I played with a bunch of seniors, and so, I had other people to count on. This year, it's just basically two goal scorers on our team, so kind of just take over for a little bit.
When you go from having a team that was so veteran like your team last year was, you mentioned with all the seniors, to now you being one of the only guys who is counted on as a regular goal scorer, what is that like, and how is preparing for this kind of season like when you've got so many new faces and contributing roles when you didn't have much of an offseason?
It was hard. It was a hard transition because, playing with all the seniors was great. I miss every one of them, but I'm glad to help out these youngsters and help them move forward.
Is that one of the things that you most look forward to this season? Do you think that you get to go out there and see some of your teammates develop? Obviously, trying to help win as much as possible too, but how much enjoyment do you get out of seeing yourself teach some of your younger teammates part of the game and seeing them take it and run with it?
That was great. It's a great feeling because then I feel like I coached them that way and, to be a better player.
We're talking to Johnny Jasso, our Wendy's male athlete of the week, 14 goals this season for Shawnee Heights soccer. Now, I mentioned it briefly, but coming into this year, very little off-season for anyone in any sport because of COVID-19. What is practicing soccer during the off-season or even during the regular season like as we continue to deal with this pandemic?
I honestly felt normal. Just the mask was a requirement. Other than that, it felt normal. We could still do everyday training and stuff like that. So it was.
When you look ahead now, as we pass the early part of the season, the preseason stuff, we move on now to, as the season winds down, we get toward postseason play. What are some of your goals for the rest of the season? Is there a certain individual statistic you're trying to reach? Is it more team goals you're focused on? What are you looking for in these final few games of the regular season and into the playoffs?
Just make it past the regional final. I'd be glad to see these players come with me to state this year and see what we can do at state.
When you started off this season, and like you mentioned, it was going to be your final season playing high school soccer and looking for a big opportunity there. Does that match up with what some of your goals were to start the year, that you just want to get past the regional final, you want to get to state, or have your goals kind of changed over the course of the season?
They changed. From the start, I kind of wanted to break the goal scoring record at Heights. But so yeah, I started off the season strong, kind of calmed down a little bit throughout the middle of it. And yeah.
As we now look ahead toward the postseason and what's beyond that, we've talked a lot about how it's your senior year. What are you hoping to do with soccer beyond your high school career? Is it expected to be part of what you do once you leave Shawnee Heights?
It is. I am planning to play in soccer at the college level. Just not sure where at yet.
Have you talked to any schools, whether they're local or on a more national scale? Have you been looking into any schools in particular?
I've talked to the Barton coach out in Great Bend. They sounded kind of interested in me, so.
Well, understandably so, because Johnny Jasso is having a phenomenal senior season to tack on to the rest of his great career at Shawnee Heights. 14 goals so far as the regular season starts to wind down. Johnny is our Wendy's Male Athlete of the Week. Johnny, thank you so much for taking some time with me today, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thank you for your time as well.